Hello boys and girls, and welcome to lesson 1-7, square numbers. We are looking at square arrays. What is a square array? A square array is a special rectangular array that has the same number of rows as it has columns. A square array represents a whole number called a square number. So what's a square number? A square number could be any number, for example, where we have 2 squared. Okay, so 2 squared, that equals 4. And if I wanted to show the number 4 in a square array, it would look like this. So it would look just like this, boys and girls. We have the array right here, 2 squared. So as explained at the top, it has the same number of rows as columns. So here's a row of 2 and a row of 2. And as you can see, it makes a nice little square. Okay, so 2 squared. So 2 squared actually means 2 times 2. Not 2 plus 2, okay, or not 2 times 2. It actually means that there are 2 2's multiplied into each other. Another example, a better example would be 4 squared. It actually means 4 times 4. It means that the 4 is multiplying into itself. There are 2 4's. That's why we have the 2 here, 2 4's. It is not 4 times 2. Okay, it's a common mistake that people make when they're learning about exponents. Okay, now let's take a look at page 20. So let's take a look here at some square numbers. Okay, here we have just 1. Okay, this could be 1 to the power of 2, which would be just 1 times 1. It's 1 this way and 1 down. It's only 1. Over here we have the square number 4, which would be, if written in square number, it would actually be 2 squared. Okay? 2 squared. Over here we have the number, next we have the number 9. It's also a square number. And written, we could write it as 3 squared, because 3 times 3 is 9. And next we have 16 squared. As some of you have guessed it already, this would be 4. I'm sorry, that wasn't a 16 squared, that would just be 16, the square number 16. It would be 4 squared, which would equal 4 times 4, which is 16. Again, keep in mind, we have 4 times 4, 4 by 4. And then when you fill it in, you will get 16. Here we have 3 times 3, or 3 squared, 3 by 3. Here we have 2 by 2, 2 to the power of 2, 2 by 2. Also notice a pattern, boys and girls. We have, as we're counting up the square numbers down here, you'll notice that we go from odd number to even. Odd to even. The next square number would be, let me write it down here for you, the next square number would be 5 squared, which equals 5 times 5 equals 25. And that, boys and girls, is an odd number. So we have odd, even, odd, even, odd. And there you go. That's a pattern that we have as we're counting up. So if we have odd here, the next square number should be even. And it is. 6 to the power of 2 equals 6 times 6, 36. And it continues on like that as you continue to count square numbers. For question 1, go ahead and try this on your own. Let's read it together. Draw a square array for the next square number after 16. Well, we've already looked and noticed that it was 25, because 16 is 4 squared. Don't forget, 16 is 4 squared. Well, the next one would be 5 squared. And you know that 5 times 5 equals 25. So go ahead and draw 5 by 5. Oops, that was too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It ends there. Okay, there. 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 5. Go ahead and fill that out and write the square number right there. Okay? Question 2. You're being asked to list all the square numbers up to 100. Well, we know that we have the square number. Oh, sorry about that. 2 times 2 is 4. And then what would be the next one? 3 times 3 is 9. And then the next one would be 4 times 4 is 16. And then the next one would be 5 times 5 is 25. And then continue on with 6 times 6, 7 times 7, 8 times 8, 9 times 9, until you get all the way up to or closest to 100. For question 3, let's take a look at it. Can a square number be a prime number? Well, let's think about it. All prime numbers can only be a number multiplied into itself, right? So the only factors to a prime number can be 1 and times 3, right? Because 3 is a prime number. Or 1 times 7, because 7 is a prime number. So those are the only two. But a square number would be something like 4 times 4. Okay, that shows that there's more factors than just the number and 1. As we have here, just the number and 1, just the number and 1. So, no, it cannot be a prime number. Okay, because they are squared. Remember, it makes a square. So there are more factors to it. Okay, go ahead and write this down. It can't be because it has at least one factor other than 1 and itself. It has more factors. So please copy this down as you see it here, boys and girls, and this is your key answer. Please, let's look at 4. You can pause here to copy it down and then look at 4. Notice which square numbers are even and which are odd. Can you find a pattern? Well, we did find a pattern at the top, remember? Yes. Right? What is the pattern? Well, if we go back up to the top, and please copy down in your own words what the pattern is. You will notice that the square numbers go odd, even, and so on. So they alternate. The square numbers alternate between odd and even as they increase. Go ahead and copy that down. For page 21, you must complete this table. As you see here, the products are 4 times 4, which is 4 squared, which equals 16. 7 times 7 is 7 squared, which equals 7 times 7 equals 49. Okay, what's 11 squared? We did this one today in class. It has to be 11 times 11. And what is 11 times 11? Go ahead and finish these on your own. Do not bother doing number 6 by using a calculator, but you can find 3 squared numbers and just list the 3 squared numbers here, such as, let's see, oops, I wrote an 8, but I didn't mean to write an 8. Let's see, 64, that would be 8 times 8, that could be 1. 49, that could be 7 times 7, and then write another one right there, whichever one you think of, boys and girls. And finally, at the bottom of page 21, go ahead and figure these out. What is 8 times 8? Okay? What is 12 times 12? What is 14 times 14? 20 times 20, 43 times 43, 67 times 67. Please do not use a calculator. I would like you to solve these on your own with pen and pencil. And for the last question, start with 4, square it. Now square the result. What do you get? So they want you to Start with 4, square it, so you get 16. And now they want you to square 16. 16 squared. What do you get? 16 times 16? Okay, go ahead and solve that, boys and girls, and I will see you in class.